from all walk of life and industries. A very warm welcome to all of you in today's announcement of Europe India 40 leaders. It brings us immense pleasure that we are all assembled to celebrate an eco success of younger leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries coming from various countries in whom we at EB place a great trust. We trust that your indefatigable and unceasing enterprise will not only bring great growth and prosperity to you, EU, India, and UK corridor, but also will greatly benefit the world. Friends, I will assist you in today's proceeding as a host. I'm Abhishek Tripathi, Vice Chair at EB, and I look forward after events. I'm by profession an entrepreneur, passionate in helping businesses across border to scale up and grow. Dear friends, EB, since its inception, has placed great hope and worked along with the leaders of India, EU, and UK trilateral with the vision that when businesses, enterprises, industries, entrepreneurs, artists, innovators, and social organizations with their dynamic leadership come together harmoniously, that they can and will create profound impact in creating better present and great future for humanity. A future that achieves sustainable, inclusive growth, improves health and well-being for all, a future that addresses the challenges faced by today's world of poverty, of gender and social inequalities, of climate change, and provides practical solutions to them. So we are very happy to provide a platform that supports and amplifies today's generation dynamic leaders. I would now invite, on this note, I would invite my friend, Counsellor Aryan Udayareti. Uday is a councillor from Kensington constituency of London, astute politician and fellow vice chair looking after governance policy. Over to you, Uday. Please initiate the proceedings.
Yeah, thank you, Abhishek. Thanks for the introduction. May I firstly welcome everyone, the class of 2022. EU under 40 leaders, EU, India, UK, India under 40 leaders. Firstly, I think, Abhishek, you've told a lot, and I'll leave Sujit to give an introduction about EB and the work that we've been doing, not just with the EU Parliament, with UK as well, and even in India. So I'll leave that to Sujit to give an introduction later on. But before that, I think we have Renita Bhaskar ji, are you logged in? I've seen you already logged in.
Yeah, Uday, Ms Renita Bhaskar is here.
Thank you very much for joining. So Renita Bhaskar is the Minister, Counsellor, Head of Trade and Economic Affairs in for EU Embassy in India. And may I, Madam, thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure to invite you. And it's all yours now. The show is yours. We would like you to give your remarks and introduction. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this opportunity and inviting me. And actually, I would say the show is it's the list that I believe that we have to announce today. I think the show is entirely theirs. So I'd like to very happy to be part of the occasion. And let me start by congratulating the list of the selected group of young entrepreneurs and leaders that you have chosen because of their outstanding performance and skills. Clearly, this group will play a role in shaping the economic development in both the EU and India, and I'm hopeful they will contribute to economically prosperous and a greener society that needs very much to be built. At the outset, I would also maybe make a few comments on some of the challenges that we are facing collectively, and the biggest challenge of the day today is to mitigate the impact of climate change, because we know the greenhouse gases don't stop at borders. And I'm very happy that both leaders in the EU and India have agreed to cut emissions and reach the goal of zero at a challenging timeline, which is credible for both of our regions. And trade and investment should not be seen in isolation of this global challenge of mitigating climate change. It's a crucial objective for the future generations, that we make our supply chains green and more resilient. Here I wanted to highlight that there are certain programs that the EU has launched, such as the Green Deal, through which we try to achieve growth and jobs by protecting the environment and dropping unsustainable patterns of production and consumption. These are programs that we would like to also harness and use in the very vibrant partnerships that the EU and India has already, be it in the area of water, resource efficiency, or circular economy, or renewable energies. We believe these partnerships, there is a government-to-government element, but it also has a wider impact on the rest of society and economies, because they do encourage people-to-people exchanges, discussions between academics and researchers, and create space for companies to cooperate. Now, trade and investment have always played an important part in our relationship between the EU and India. We have bilateral trade, which is close to 100 billion euros, and EU investment in India today accounts for about 11% of total investment flows into India. But the reality is that we have potential to do so much better, both in terms of trade and in terms of investment. Therefore, last May, our leaders tasked us to deepen this relationship by resuming the negotiations for a balanced, ambitious, comprehensive, and mutually beneficial trade and investment agreements. So we have launched these negotiations in June this year, and we believe that these, once concluded, they should further bolster our deep partnership in this domain. We also have engagement on both sides to deepen our cooperation, to meet the challenges that we have seen in terms of supply chain, most recently with the impact of COVID, but also increasingly with the new technologies that are coming up. How do we create paths of facilitation for our companies instead of paths of divergence? How do we couple more? How do we friend-shore more, the EU and India? And how do we avoid a further decoupling? Most recently, in April this year, the EU and India, President von der Leyen, in the visit to India, along with Prime Minister Modi, announced the establishment of an EU-India Trade and Technology Council. Now, this group is going to do exactly that. There will be a technology component, there will be a trade component, and on a cooperative platform, it is going to deal with some of the challenges and opportunities that new technologies and how these technologies can also be turned into opportunities to meet the challenges that we face on the climate front, or the challenges that we face in the area of how new technologies that should be managed in increasingly complex digital world. So all of this together, along with a host of other engagement that we have with India, offers a wide range of opportunities to deepen and further strengthen our partnership. Some of the other examples that we have besides this is in the area of digital, where we have recently set together a joint task force on artificial intelligence, set up work on collaboration on quantum and high-performance computing, and also agreed to launch an EU-India digital investment program. To sum up, I would just say there is and there's the risk of repeating ourselves year after year, that there is a lot of untapped potential in this relationship. And the current geopolitical context in which we are operating on makes it all the more imperative that we tap the potential of this relationship faster and better, and use the opportunities and the framework that exists for reinforcing engagement further. In conclusion, I like to say the EU and India now need to work together to make stronger, better out of the crisis that we are operating in right now, and to meet the challenges of the near future. And the group of candidates that you've selected, under 40 leaders list, I am sure will play a key role in helping us meet some of these challenges, because this is not just governments are not cannot solve the issues that we are at stake in society as a whole, as a large, that needs to play a role. And a large part of this people-to-people interaction is what is going to facilitate the much-needed change. Thank you very much once again for this opportunity to participate in this announcement ceremony, and I hand the floor back to the moderator. Thank you.
Thank
you very much.
Yeah, go on.
Thank you very much, Renita ma'am. Thank you for providing more insight in our evolving Europe-India relations and some practical initiatives which we can look into. I would request Councillor Aryan to introduce Ms Ovessa Iqbal, please.
Thank you, Abby. Well, Ms Ovessa Iqbal ji is now the first Secretary of High Commission in London. She joined a couple of months ago, I believe. She's quite enjoying the role of the parliamentary liaison. Her main role, which obviously she would elaborate much further, but just as an introduction, that she will be dealing with all the diplomats, the MPs, the local councillors working on India-EU relations, India-UK relations, and further also including the relations that matters for Indian diaspora within the UK. So, Madam, thank you very much for joining, and the show is yours again. Thank you.
Thank you, Arian. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. Very good morning to all of you, all the organizers, colleagues from New Delhi, and awardees. I'm actually really delighted to be part of this wonderful initiative and the award ceremony, which is recognizing the contribution of the young talents in strengthening India-UK-EU relations. Yes, I take this opportunity to congratulate all the winners, the class of 2022 leaders under 40. I also thank EICBI for giving me this opportunity and inviting me, and also identifying this incredible talents who have made us proud and have achieved so well in their respective fields. And I have no doubts that the awardees, you are the one who shape our future and the future of India-UK relations in particular. I have been asked by Arian to talk about briefly on India-UK relations. I'll try to keep it brief and just try to highlight the soul of India-UK relations and try to give some statistics to have a sense about the depth of this important relationship between the two countries. The UK is one of the most important strategic partners for India, and we are bound by not just history, but also by our shared ambition for prosperity and a peaceful future. And we have common priorities and common global challenges. Some of the challenges which my colleague, Ms Renita Bhaskar, she rightly pointed out, especially the challenge related to the climate change. And coming back to the India-UK relations, yes, we have a strong living bridge of 1.6 million Indian diaspora that adds to the tremendous dynamism between the two countries, and they are the ones who continuously nurture the close relationship and takes it forward. And talking about some statistics, as I said, I have it here. So for UK, India is the second largest source of FDI. Well, I don't work on the economic trade and economic desk, but I have collected some information from them. So India is the second largest source of FDI for UK, with currently around 99 projects are running in UK, investors from India. And there are around 850 Indian companies operating in UK. When I'm not talking about the amount of work that and the revenue it has generated, but it's just small information. And around 65,000 Indian companies are there in UK, which are owned by the Indian diaspora. And likewise in India, UK is the sixth largest source of FDI for India. And there are around 600 UK companies which operate in India. And this year, I'm happy to share that India has now surpassed China and as the largest nationality for which the student visas are being issued. So currently, there are over 120,000 Indian students studying in UK, pursuing education in various fields in the topmost educational institutions in UK. Well, that was about some statistics. And our leadership in 2019, they had a virtual summit on 4th May in 2021, where both the MPs, they agreed to elevate our relationship to a comprehensive strategic partnership with the launch of an ambitious roadmap 2030, which listed joint priorities under 5 important pillars for the bilateral relationships. And these pillars were connecting our people and the country, trade and prosperity, defense and security, the 4th, climate change, and lastly, the health sector. And this pillars of the roadmap 2030, it's being reviewed regularly at very senior levels, at the level of the minister, jointly by the two countries often. And I think I have no doubts that the awardees that we have today, the kind of their background and their achievements, surely we are blessed to have set of these leaders who can support us and help us in achieving these targets of the roadmap 2030. So again, well done, EICBI, in identifying these talents, and congratulations to all the awardees. And yeah, I think I'll conclude by that. And thank you so much, and wish you all very productive the award ceremony ahead. And I would like to apologize. I won't be able to continue throughout the ceremony. I have to leave, I think around 11, I'll log out. So thank you everyone, and have a nice day. Thank you. Over to you, Arian.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for joining. Thanks for your time. I understand you're quite busy today. You have a busy schedule, but that's all right. Thank you very much for your insight, and thank you for the work you especially do for the Indian diaspora and the Indian heritage citizens in the UK that you've been doing, that I've been closely watching. And thank you for joining, because this is very important. Not just the politicians, the diplomats are very important when you look at bilateral or multilateral relations. And because in terms of policy shaping, you're the one that actually cascade the policy framework to the politicians and the leaders of tri-nations, I would say European, UK, and India. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you so much, Adrian. Thank you.
Thank you. Abhi, back to you, and you can run the show now.
Thank you, Aryan. Thank you, Ovessa ma'am. We are certain with the good work of Indian Embassy and sincere effort, there will be closer and more development in both India and UK. I would now request the chairperson of Europe India Centre of Business Industry, Mr Sujit.S.Nair, to give a background about EB's work and about Europe India 40 leaders. Over to you, Sujit. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Ms Renita Bhaskar. Thank you, Ms Iqbal. Thank you, Counsellor Aryan, for the insightful conversations which we have had over the past few minutes. Coming back to EB, now over the past 11 years, EICBI and our associate organizations have organized 26 major business summits in European Union. We have done 23 at the British Parliament and other locations in London and Birmingham, 3 at the European Parliament and other locations, Brussels and Wallonia. So the idea of these engagements has helped us to sort of connect with more than 2,300 companies over this period. So this engagement has also helped to British MPs, the European members of Parliament, and Indian lawmakers to get to know each other and engage in discussions with companies planning to expand in this region. We have also organized numerous visits of dignitaries to India, which have provided European MPs a first-hand experience of what India actually offers, which helps them in a better perspective when they sort of go back to their home countries and share their experience of being in India. Now, coming to our EuropeIndia40 leaders list, it's an annual listing of next generation leaders in the India-EU, India-UK corridor. This is an initiative to discover the leaders who are under the age of 40. The listing covers the stories of leaders below 40 and their contributions to promoting EU-India and UK-India relations. Europe-India leaders, when sort of criteria we should look at are those leaders who contribute to the area of work, and in addition to that, create an impact in building connections in India-EU, India-UK corridor. The first listing was released in 2019 at the European Parliament, and in subsequent years, the listing has been released annually. So this will be the 4th year of our listing. The format is a bit different this year compared to what we did over the past 3 years. What we have done over the past 3 years is that we were looking at 2 aspects for the Europe India leader, in addition to various other requirements. The 2 aspects, one happened to be the number of leaders. So we were looking at 40 leaders to make the list, and we were also looking at the age of leaders to be below the age of 40. But one of the challenges which we were constantly facing over the past 3 years is that we were actually finding it difficult to get the next generation of 40 leaders. And sometimes for the last 3 years, we did have issues that we were not able to match the quality of leaders, other leaders who were part of the list. So this year, what we looked at is to look at just one aspect, that is the age of the leader should be below 40. And so that basically helped us to remove the requirement of having 40 leaders as part of the list. And therefore, this has helped us to have only quality leaders to be part of this list. So basically, in this year's Europe India 40 list, we have 28 leaders who are made to the list. So we have 14 men and 14 women, and they represent 16 nationalities. So this is a brief overview of the Europe India 40 leaders from the 2022 class. Now we have Ms Renita Bhaskar here, who has kindly agreed to announce the names of the leaders. So ma'am, if you're okay with it, can you mention the names? And then following that, we'll probably have a certification ceremony. We'll sort of present the certificate gradually.
Sure, with great pleasure. So I have with me a list of names. So I just start to call. Do I pause after each name? Would you like me to pause?
Yeah, you can pause after each name, and once we read out all the names, so we will call them again individually. So they will be we share a virtual certificate, and then they'll be given a couple of minutes to briefly mention their area of work.
Okay, so I just call out the names. I'll just go through the list then. So presenting the 2022 class of Europe India 40 leaders under 40. Start with Mr. Ajmal Fawad from India, Deputy Director, Europe, Confederation of Indian Industry. Mr. Alex Koha, Estonia, CEO and founder, Promoti. Mr. Amit Jogia, United Kingdom, co-Czech, Conservative Friends of India. Mr. Cathal Burke O'Leary, Ireland, PhD candidate, Ireland India Institute, Dublin City University. Mr. Dave Malia Sarkar, United Kingdom, Doctoral Research Scholar, University of Cambridge. Dr. Giovanni Ciotti, Italy, Research Associate, Center for the Study of Manuscript Cultures, Universitat Hamburg. Ms. Hanna Onderkova, Czech Republic, Head of IP, European Business and Technology Center. Ms. Hilde Hedwig Varga, Romania, Independent Researcher. Ms. Ipsita Das, India, Managing Director, Moet Hennessy, India Private Limited. Ms. Juliana Das, Romania, President, Rabindranath Tagore Cultural Center. Ms. Julia Karst, Germany, Project Head, Deutsche Gesellschaft für Internationale Zusammenarbeit. Mr. Louis Benoit Pedersen, Denmark, Project Manager, Kobo Consult. Ms. Mariana Jančić, Croatia, Translator and Educator, Words and Fairies. Dr. Niharika Raizada, Luxembourg, Head of Research / Actress, Asian Heart Institute / India Film Industry. Mr. Nitesh Kumar Jangir, India, co-founder and director in Axel Technology Private Limited. Ms. Patricia Pendrakowska, Poland, founder and president of the board, Boehm Institute. Ms. Pradnya Bivalkar, Germany, senior project manager, Robert Bosch Stiftung. Ms. Priya Vijay Kumar Pujari, India, lecturer, Manipal Center for European Studies, Manipal Academy of Higher Education. Mr. Rahul Ramnarayan Venkat, Belgium, co-founder, Confluence, All Star and Brussels Bollywood Choir. Mr. Rajarshi Sahai, Netherlands, CEO, Ability Electric. Mr. Ravi Nair, United Kingdom, Political Director, Labour Party Business Group, and partner Brian Cave, Leighton Paisner. Mr. Roland Ferenczi, Hungary, lecturer and librarian at the Library and Information Center of Hungarian Academic Sciences and Urtavos Laurent University. Dr. Saswati Das, India, Assistant Professor at ABVIMS Central Health Services. Ms. Selena de la Ragioni, France, Ferranger Dance Company. Ms. Sophia Inad, France, Junior Fellow, Arta Global. Mr. Stefan Goethner, Germany, Social Secretary to the Ambassador at the Embassy of India, Berlin, and Chairman DIG Berlin Indo-German Association. Dr. Subhamoy Mandal, India, Assistant Professor, Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. Ms. Varda Taneja, India, Vice President, Invest India. I hope I called out some of those names correctly. Some of them, I'm sorry if I butchered somebody's names. It was not intentional. Once again, congratulations that's a very impressive list of people that are here today.
Thank you, Ms. Bhaskar. Now we will start the process of officially inducting the EuropeIndia 2022 class of Europe India leaders. Again, just like as Ms. Bhaskar mentioned, there's a strong possibility that I might not get the names correctly. So I'll stick to calling out the first names, and we'll be calling out the leaders in the alphabetical order. So the format is that following the announcement of your name, the leader's name, so the EuropeIndia40 leader is given a couple of minutes to briefly introduce themselves. So we do have few of the leaders who have not been able to make it, but they will hopefully be joining us. As I mentioned in the email, in May 2023, we are hopefully hosting one of our conferences at the European Parliament in Brussels. So we will, of course, be handing the certificate personally, physically, the physical certificates to the leaders. So if we miss out any of the names, please do let us know so that we can announce it. To start with, it's our pleasure to induct Ajmal to the 2022 class of leaders. Congratulations, Ajmal. This is your certificate. Ajmal, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, Ajmal, are you there?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Very good afternoon from India to Ms. Nair, to Ms. Renita, Mr. Nair, Ms. Renita, Ms. Iqbal, and my fellow colleagues from the Indo-Europe fraternity present here today. Thank you so much. I begin with a brief introduction of myself. I have had a decade-long association with the German Engineering Federation, VDMA, promoting Indo-German trade and investments in various engineering sectors. I have headed the North India office of VDMA and I'm currently responsible for enhancing India's international engagements and business relations in Europe as Deputy Director in Confederation of Indian Industry, CII. It's a proud feeling for me to be part of the esteemed 2022 class of EuropeIndia40 leaders. And it's an encouragement actually for me to continue to contribute to take the India-EU and India-UK-India relations to greater levels through my humble endeavors, through organizing bilateral conferences, head of the state visits, and foreign delegations. I appreciate this opportunity of working together to play an important role in shaping India-Europe relations and eagerly look forward to working towards stronger and deeper bilateral engagements. My hearty thanks to the organizers, EICBI and the jury for this recognition. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ajmal. Thank you very much for that brief introduction. Next, I would like to induct Alex from Estonia to the 2022 class of leaders. Congratulations, Alex. This is your certificate. Hello, Alex. I did see you here.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be nominated. It was quite a surprise. I didn't expect it, and it's a great recognition. We've been now working with our Indian partners for a couple of years, and what we do is we build software for the creator economy for influencers, and now our partners that we are working with in India are taking our software to the Indian market as well, so that Indian creator economy can also prosper. We've operated so far in the Baltics and the Nordics region for over 5 years. We've run thousands of campaigns and we've had pretty good success. So we hope to bring that efficiency and accessibility to earning with what you love doing by creating different content on social media to the Indian influencers as well. So it's been an honor, and I wouldn't be here without the team and our partners, our investors. So thank you to all of them as well. And that would be it from me. Once again, thank you, and I wish how to say it, a great event to everyone else for the rest of this call. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Next, we would like to induct Amit to the 2022 class of leaders. Congratulations, Amit. This is your certificate. I'm not sure Amit is here. Amit, do you happen to be around? Okay, we'll go to the next one. You're there, Amit?
No, I don't think he's there. No.
Yeah. Next, it's our pleasure to induct Cattle from Ireland to the 2022 class of leaders. Congratulations, Cattle. This is your certificate. Cattle,
well, thank you very much.
Yeah, I did see you here.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a pleasure and an honor. Yeah, to introduce myself, I'm a historian working on a PhD thesis, a comparative of state building in Ireland and India, two countries you might not immediately suspect to have many links in that regard, just so different culturally, geographically, geopolitically. But in fact, you find that due to, I suppose, the shared experiences under the British Empire, many state institutions and similar tensions and currents find their way in both. So a slightly perhaps unexpected and unusual connection between Europe and India. So that will be my work over the next, hopefully, many, many years. So maybe you might read some of it someday. Thanks very much.
Cathal, I just want to say now, Ireland, India very closer because the two prime ministers of Ireland and UK are now Indian. So I guess that sums it up.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. Next, it's our pleasure to induct Dev Mallya to the 2022 class of leaders. Congratulations, Dev Mallya. This is your certificate. Dev Mallya, I did see you here.
Thank you, Sujit. Many thanks to the EICBI for the recognition, especially Sujit and team. Many thanks for bringing us together. Congratulations to everyone. I think it's incredibly inspiring to be included alongside remarkable women and men from across a diverse array, from what I've seen: performing arts policy, skill development, innovation, entrepreneurship. My own work has spanned health, technology, innovation, strategy for corporations, think tanks, innovation hubs across India, UK, and US over the last decade. A theme that I continue to move forward now as a doctoral research scholar in digital health innovation at the University of Cambridge. So yeah, thanks once again. It's a great honor. And more importantly, I think an incredible opportunity for us all to consolidate impact through India, UK, and India-EU relations. Thank you.
Thank you, Dev Mallya. Next, it's our pleasure to induct Giovanni from Italy to the 2022 class of leaders. Congratulations, Giovanni. This is your certificate. Giovanni is not here. He had another meeting, so he did ask for an excuse to be not be present today. Next, we go to Hannah. Hannah, it's a pleasure to induct Hannah from Czech Republic to the 2022 class of leaders. Congratulations, Hannah. This is your certificate.
Thank you, Sujit. And obviously, thank you to organizer for recognizing my 5 cents to Europe-India relations. I came to India more than 14 years ago. And from what was supposed to be 6 months or 1 year stint became, so to say, love of my life. And I love living in India. And I developed expertise in intellectual property as an engineer. And I pretty much, if I put it away, devoted my career in India, learning about intellectual property rights, and later in my current role as head of IP in EBTC, educating both European companies as well as Indian companies about IP and the importance in internationalization between the both jurisdictions. I have been also part of the project called India IPSME Help Desk, where we have been supporting European companies during the internationalization on Indian market, and particularly, of course, again, in the context of IPR protection and enforcement. So that has been my little contributions within this context of Europe and India. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. Next, it's our pleasure to induct Hilda to the 2022 class of leaders. Congratulations, Hilda. This is your certificate.
Thank you so very much. Sabhi ko mera sadar pranam. My respectful greetings to everybody. In case of any disturbance, apologies. I happen to be at work and my colleagues may be running around. I shall start by thanking Mr. Sujit as the chairperson of the Europe India Center for Business and Industry and the entire team for considering me to feature in the 2022 class of Europe India 40 leaders, me being a representative in the cultural field. It is always awkward to speak about myself publicly, reason enough to try and be very short, very brief and concise. As you have seen, my full name is Hilda Hedvig Varga. I am Romanian, born in a small town in northwest Romania 32 years ago, and now I happen to live in Bucharest. I have a BA in philology, majoring in English language literature and a minor in Hindi language and literature, an MA in religious studies and a PhD in philosophy, having researched Hindu sanskaras or rites of passage. I happen to be the author of the only works on Hindi grammar and Hindi language learning that have been written in Romanian and for Romanians that are currently available on the Romanian market. These books being the first of their kind in our country. For which I must thank the Embassy of India, Bucharest, especially His Excellency, the Ambassador of India to Romania, Moldova, and Albania, Mr. Rahul Srivastav, for the financial support that I got. I have published several articles on Indian topics, and I plan to continue this activity to the best of my ability and depending on how much available time I shall have. I do consider myself an independent researcher of sorts. And thank you once again for including me. Congratulations to everybody. And thank you for your time and patience.
Thank you, Hilda. Next, it's our pleasure to induct Ipsita from India to the 2022 class of leaders. Congratulations, Ipsita. This is your certificate. Over to you, Ipsita.
Thank you, Sujit, for that. Good afternoon and good evening, everyone. A big thank you to EICBI. It's an absolute honor to be featured in this list of the EU India leaders under 40 today. Well, I'm Ipsita Das. I'm the Managing Director of Moet Hennessy, part of the Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy Group in India. I'm managing the South Asia market based out of Mumbai. So Moet Hennessy in India manages basically the LVMH luxury portfolio of wines and spirits. And we also operate the Shorno winery out of west of India from a city called Nashik. Well, obviously with products that are imported largely from European Union, with our champagnes and cognac coming from France and the Scotch single malts coming from United Kingdom, working with EU and UK teams and delegates is a large part of making Moet Hennessy business in India a success today. While there is a long way to go and a very long partnership ahead of us, I really look forward to be part of this future leader delegation where we can continue to partner with everyone in EU, in UK, as well as in India. Well, besides Moet Hennessy, I also am the Vice President of the Indo-French Chamber of Commerce and Industry, one of India's most active bilateral chambers that promote the trade relations between India and France. And besides that, I sit on the board of the International Spirits and Wines Association of India. So it's an absolute honor, and I'm very thrilled to be part of this diverse and exceptional list of 28 leaders today. So heartfelt thank you, and I wish you a very good day.
Thank you, Ipsita. Next, it's our pleasure to induct Uliana. Sorry, I'm not getting. I think it's started with I guess she did mention to me. It's Uliana Das to the 2020 class of leaders. Congratulations, Juliana. This is your certificate. Over to Liana. I did see you here. Okay. I think she's not here at the moment. Next, it's our pleasure to induct Julia from Germany to the 2022 class of leaders. Congratulations, Julia. This is your certificate. I don't think Julia has joined us today. Next, it's our pleasure to induct Louis from Denmark to the 2022 class of leaders. Congratulations, Louis. This is your certificate. Over to you, Louis.
Thank you. Can you hear me? And yeah, thank you very much. Good evening and good afternoon from Denmark. I'm very grateful to be part of this selection alongside all of your other inspiring leaders. Thanks for that. My name is Louis. I'm a project manager at Kobo Consult, which paves the way to the Indian market for Nordic green and impactful companies. We build bridges to this enormous, complicated, and at times tumultuous, but also in many ways fantastic country, which is India. We do this by hand-holding organizations the entire way from idea of entering the Indian market to final implementation in the country, either through corporate establishment, export, or creating strong partnerships. My academic background, very briefly, is in modern India studies and cross-cultural studies, which is a kind of anthropology from the University of Copenhagen. In this, I dedicated my entire focus on studying India, its cultural, political, societal, and trade relations alongside Hindi. Personally, I fell in love with India during my first visit back in 2013 as a backpacker then. And since then, I have lived in India's metropolitan circus of New Delhi. I've traveled from the foot of Himalayas up north to the beautiful beaches of Goa further down south. I've been joining the kite festivals in the western desert of Rajasthan and been in the jungles of eastern Jharkhand and Bihar doing some research. So yeah, India is very deeply embedded into my heart, and I'm so grateful for joining this list, and thank you once again.
Thank you, Louis. And next, it's our pleasure to induct Mariana from Croatia to the 2020 class of leaders. Congratulations, Mariana. This is your certificate.
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for this recognition. I have to say that I was really surprised by it. But more so, I am grateful to be in this group of extraordinary people. My work is mainly focused these days on translation and bringing Croatian people and Indian people in that way closer to each other, particularly Indian people who come to work to Croatia and then need some help to adjustment in the new sphere, in the new culture. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Mariana. And next, it's our pleasure to induct Niharika to the 2022 class of EuropeIndia40 leaders. Congratulations, Niharika. This is your certificate. I don't think Niharika has joined us today. So we go to the next leader. It's our pleasure to induct Nitish to the 2022 class of EuropeIndia40 leaders. Congratulations, Nitish. This is your certificate. Nitish, I did see you here. Do you happen to be here now? Next, it's our pleasure to induct Patricia to the 2022 class of leaders. Congratulations, Patricia. This is your certificate.
Hi, thank you so much. I will not turn on my camera because I'm a bit sick, so I would like to be a bit offline of the camera. Thank you so much for the nomination and congratulations to all that this year were nominated to the 2022 class, and I'm looking forward to collaborate with you in the future. And maybe just one sentence about me. I'm the head of the Boehm Institute that is based in Warsaw, and we're working on India's, well, more broadly Asian economy, but we also write and work on India's economy, political situation, and so on. So thank you, and I'm very happy, to meet you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Patricia. Next, it's our pleasure to induct Pradya to the 2022 class of Europe India 40 leaders. Congratulations, Pradya. This is your certificate. Pradya did join us, but she had to leave for another assignment, so she's not here at the moment. Next, it's our pleasure to induct Priya Pujari to the 2022 class of Europe India 40 leaders. Congratulations, Priya. This is your certificate. Hi, Priya. You're here.
Hello. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good afternoon and good evening to everybody. First of all, I would like to thank EICBI for the nomination and of course congratulate each one of you who has been nominated for this class of leaders. To speak about myself, I'm Priya. I'm a lecturer at the Manipal Center for European Studies, which is based in Manipal Academy of Higher Education, India. And my work largely revolves around teaching. I teach courses on EU-India relations, EU-Asia relations. I've been largely interested in the EU's foreign policy, particularly with regards to Asia, and particularly within that, the focus is, of course, on India. And at the same time, I also coordinate the master's program, which is the MA European Studies program, the only master's in European Studies program in the country. And over the last 10 years, we've been able to produce more than 80 to 90 graduates of European Studies in the country. And at the same time, as in the capacity of acting as the coordinator of the MA European Studies program, I'm also involved in internationalization, which is we've also tried to build collaborations with European universities based across in different countries in Europe, and which has facilitated mobility of scholars, students, researchers, academicians to Europe, at the same time receiving European scholars, academicians, and students at our center. So this is largely the kind of work we do, and this is how we have contributed to building, strengthening EU-India relations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Priya. Next, it's our pleasure to induct Rahul to the 2022 class of Europe India 40 leaders. Congratulations, Rahul. This is your certificate. Rahul, I see you.
Sujit, yeah, thank you very much. Yes, so lovely to meet everybody, and I hope we can do this in person sometime. A lot of inspiring stories from different sectors, which is great. I'm a comms guy, and in my non-existent free time, I try and bring together musicians from Europe and India to create intercultural music to promote peace. And if it's okay, I was wondering, I like to show rather than tell. if it's okay for me to share my screen and share 10 seconds of a video, everybody will get exactly what we do. Is that okay, Sujit?
Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah.
Brilliant. So I'm just gonna play you the beginning. There we go. So you get the gist. We try and bring people together, and it's all about people-to-people contact and trying to find points to unite rather than divide. So thank you all very much, and hopefully we can enjoy more music together at some point.
Thank you, Rahul. Next, it's our pleasure to induct Rajeshri to the 2022 class of Europe India 40 leaders. Congratulations, Rajeshri. This is your certificate. Over to you, Rajeshri.
Thank you. Thank you for the nomination, and many congratulations to the class of 2022. A little bit of, details about me. I spent dog years studying in India and Europe. I was lucky enough to receive both the Erasmus Scholarship and the Commonwealth Scholarship, the British Commonwealth. And then, of course, studies across EU and UK. My first job was actually with Princess Foundation, so the King Charles now. He used to run this charity, and that's where I started. Worked for about 6 years in various consulting roles for institutions like the European Commission and the UK Aid and the Asian Development Bank. At some point in time, I got into internationalization of businesses. So took a British company to India, Indonesia, and Taiwan. There was also thereafter a role in India where I had a Chinese company, OFO, basically scaling in India. After that, I did move to Europe. So I've been here for last 5 years in Netherlands, but largely working out of Germany. I started my own family fund. I also have been a VC based out of Berlin for a while. And yeah, my last 2 roles, I was with the German e-taxi project, commercialization of it for 3 years. And more recently, I have expanded a Indo-American company called Ability Electric into Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajesh. Next, it's our pleasure to induct Ravi Nair to the 2022 class of Europe India 40 leaders. Congratulations, Ravi. This is your certificate. Ravi hasn't joined us today. Next, it's our pleasure to induct Roland to the 2022 class of Europe India 40 leaders. Congratulations, Roland. This is your certificate. I don't see Roland here. I think he must have left. Next, it's our pleasure to induct Saswati Das to the 2022 class of Europe India 40 leaders. Congratulations, Saswati. This is your certificate. Yeah, we have Saswati here.
Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you to EICBI and Sujit for the nomination. And I congratulate the whole class of 2022. You're all stalwarts in your fields. And I hope to meet you in person soon. A little bit about myself. I am a doctor by profession. and I trained in India and New York and London in NHS. So that is my connection. And now currently I'm working at Central Health Services, New Delhi. And my research work is I'm very proud of my research work. So I share a project with the Karolinska Institute in Sweden, and we are working on the cardiovascular disease aspect of Swedish and the comparison with the Indian counterparts in the for premature cardiovascular diseases. So that's a bit about my research. I am also interested in space medicine. I work a lot in the space medicine field, and I have been working with the European Space Agency also for some time now, and for my research collaborations. So that's a little bit about me. I hope I get to meet you all in person, and congratulations to all of you once again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aswati. And next, it's our pleasure to induct Selina to the 2022 class of Europe India 40 leaders. Congratulations, Selina. This is your certificate. Over to you, Selina.
Hi everyone. Thank you. It's really a pleasure to be here, and congratulations to everyone. So I'm a dancer. Basically, I'm Italian, but I'm in Paris since 14 years almost. And since 2015 to 2019, I was moving between Paris and Mumbai. I was living there, working for Bollywood industry. And what I do here, I'm studying Bharatanatyam, and I love to mix funk style locking with Bharatanatyam to create a new style. So I create my own solo about a fight against the cancer. So it's this is my project, and I keep sharing Indian dance with my students here, or funk style dance in India when I go there to teach. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Selina. Next, it's our pleasure to induct Sophia to the 2022 class of Europe India 40 leaders. Congratulations, Sophia. This is your certificate. Over to you, Sophia.
Thank you, Sujit. Good morning, good evening, everyone. I'm very excited to be part of this group and to be collaborating and working alongside all of you guys for the next couple of months. I'm based in Mumbai. I'm a public health expert. I came in about 5 years ago with a French pharmaceutical company. I was in charge of launching a new drug for tuberculosis across Asia, based out of Bombay. And when COVID-19 started, I left that company and joined the Bombay-based think tank that works with governments at the state and central level in India. And I conducted a couple of research, worked a lot with state governments to guide them through the policy response. Last year, I also founded with a couple of other women based in the EU and in India, the Women EU-India Business Council. And as you know, all of you would know, the French community is actually quite small in India. So I'm really excited to work with all of you next year to strengthen or try to strengthen the links between India and France. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia. Next, it's our pleasure to induct Stephen to the 2022 class of Europe India 40 leaders. Congratulations, Stephen. This is your certificate. Stephen, I do see you here, but I think you have to step out. Are you here?
I can see Stephen.
Yeah, I think he did step out. He did message that he's going to step out. Okay, next, it's our pleasure to induct Suboy to the 2022 class of Europe India 40 leaders. Congratulations, Suboy. This is your certificate. Over to you, Suboy.
Yeah,
Good afternoon to everyone, and I would like to thank EICBI and the distinguished dignitaries for this, for giving me this honor to represent the EuropeIndia40 leaders. And I would also like to congratulate all my classmates from the year of 2023. So that said, I am an engineer by training, and I have spent almost a decade in Europe. And recently I moved back to India, and my area of work is in the domain of healthcare and medical imaging and image analysis. So as we all know, and what COVID has shown us, that healthcare actually transcends national borders, and it's in our shared future that we collaborate across countries to solve critical problems of healthcare for humanity. And I guess a community like this will help us achieve this goal. And now that I'm back into the academic domain, so students form a big backbone of the work that we do before it gets transferred to the industry. And that way I have been involved with several European countries, including Germany, France, and England. And also I have spent some time in the industry, both back in India as well as in Germany. And I hope that this forum will help me actually make this bond stronger and develop healthcare solutions by which we can support the teeming humanity across the both continents. So thank you again for this great opportunity. And back to you.
Thank you, Subhash. Next, the last, it's our pleasure to induct Varda to the 2022 class of EuropeIndia40 leaders. Congratulations, Varda. This is your certificate. I'm not sure whether Varda is online. Varda, you're here. So this was our list of 2022 class of leaders. Now I would request our Vice Chair from Romania, Mina, to deliver the vote of thanks. Thank you very much for all the leaders for the 2022 class. I really hope to see you guys during our ceremony at the European Parliament in next year, hopefully May 2023. Over to you, Mina.
Thank you, Sujit. It's a pleasure and honor to be here as a Vice President Chair, because I was upgraded, because first of all, I was connecting EICBI as 40 leaders in 2021 for my culture and music assess that I've done in Indian music. So first of all, I would like to thank you, all of you, because you gathered here, and I saw so many professional areas that gather together through India, besides medicine, science, culture, music, and dance. And I'm very, very amazed. And this is all of work of Sujit and his team. So I want to thank you, all of them, because they are here today and can hardly wait to meet us together, all together live in May.
Thank you, Meena. I would like to thank Ms Renita Bhaskar from the EU Embassy in Delhi for the time and for being us for throughout the day. Ma'am, would you like to share your views of the leaders after sharing the profile, a couple of minutes, sort of trying to summarize the set of leaders who make the 2022 class?
You are asking me or?
No, with Renita Bhaskar.
Okay.
So I think I said I wouldn't want to keep elaborating further. I think it was very it was super interesting to hear, not just that want to be part of the panel, you received the CV, but it's also, even though the ceremony was virtual, it was nonetheless super interesting to see so much talent and energy and enthusiasm from people from very, very different walks of lives, trying to instill energy and give a shape to this partnership. I think that's what is key and essential to make any partnership live and successful. So I can only thank the organizers for doing this exercise. Because it is showcasing talent. is an essential part of making example, and goes towards further to building deeper and stronger bridges. So I'd like to thank the organizers very much, and I'd like to thank each of these leaders who have contributed so much already in their respective fields. And I'm sure, as they're still, as the name suggests, under 40, they have a long way to go to further contribute and enrich this partnership. So thanks again. I give the floor back to the moderator.
Thank you, ma'am. We have Nitish, who had some network issues. Nitish, would you like to share a brief overview of your work? We did present your certificate before. Would you like to share a brief overview of your work?
Yes, Sujit. First of all, thank you for this great honor. I really appreciate it. And sorry for coming in late. There was some cable work going on near my house, so some issues, network issues were there. Hi all, I'm Nitesh. I'm co-founder of a medical devices company based out of in Bangalore in India, where we specialize in field of emergency, critical care, and child and maternal care. Our solutions have already helped close to 50,000 patients across multiple countries, including US, UK, and entering into a few other European market, and India obvious, as well as sub-Saharan Africa. I was listening to all of you guys. It's really great opportunity to interact with people who have done so much great in their field, and looking forward to opportunity of collaborating together and then see how we can help the society more by utilizing each other's talent and network.
Thank you, Nitesh. Now I'll pass the stage back to Abhishek to take it further.
Usually in my friend circuit, I'm known to speak a lot, but such a wonderful talent, such brilliant, talented people. I'm quite mum today. I'll not add anything to it. I will just thank you. Thanks to you a lot. And we wish you that your journey further is very successful, and EB is always with you to support you and to assist you in your journey. I would ask everyone, if possible, to do please open your cameras so we can take a group picture, if possible.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. I wish you a great day ahead. Thank you, Sujit. You are an inspirational leader in your own right. Thanks for all the wonderful initiative. Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye, everybody. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone.